brief, and then you can fire at these guys. Obviously, we did a lot of things really well. The first thing being we really wanted to keep the pace of the game up, and I thought our
Coach,
start...
pick up your mic, please. Thank you.
You're asking me to do impossible stuff.
Don't take it out, just bring it to you, sorry. Thank you.
There you go, that's better.
All right, is that good enough?
Yes,
all right.
Thank you.
You know, we wanted the pace fast. They like to play a lot slower. They like lower possession games. And then, you know, we preach all the time about there are 3 things we think we need to win a couple of to win playoff games, and that's turnovers, free throw difference, and rebounding, and we won all of those tonight, besides shooting the ball well. I think it's franchise high in assists at 28, so we did just about everything. You know, you hope as a coach, you worry all day about, you know, this and that. As a coach, you worry about what are we going to do late game plays. Didn't have to worry about that tonight. So it's a great win. The next step is in front of us. I think this is one of the harder games in the playoffs. This system makes it very tough. In college, this would be like an Elite A game. Now we have a chance, a couple days to get organized, get some rest tomorrow, and get prepared for Atlanta. They had a heck of a season, and we'll be ready. Fire away.
Hey, Elena, what do you think the key to the balance scoring was? All stars in double figures. I mean, everyone really had it going today.
I think it was just trusting in the next pass and trusting in one another, not having to force any situation, and just knowing if we continued to move the ball, they were going to break down at some point. So we've built a great culture here. Our trust with one another has grown this entire season on defense and offense, and tonight it kind of just all came together.
And Elena, you had, I think, 9 rebounds in the first half. It looks like you were really attacking the boards. Was that a focus of yours tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they're a long, athletic team, so we knew we had to try to get stops, and if we got a stop, you got to get the rebound, or it really doesn't matter how great of your defense is. So we knew the importance of just kind of gang rebounding, finishing off the defensive play so we could get out and run on offense.
Kristi, would you just your thoughts on the defensive play, especially holding their backcourt to 4 for 20 shooting? We saw what Chelsea did in the first round. I mean, she was amazing tonight. She was 2 for 11.
Yeah, I mean, that was the point of emphasis, you know, to win the game, was, you know, take pride in our defense and make it hard for them to stay in the rhythm of their game. You know, they're a very rhythm-oriented team, and so when you can take them out of certain things, it makes it hard for them to score points. And, you know, top to bottom, everybody gave a great effort, and that's the key to us winning.
Coach, obviously you guys played really well, but you have to build off this. Is there anything that you want to focus on building off of this game that you say, if we want to be a champion, we need to do this better?
Wow, we did most things pretty well tonight. I just would say do them all again. That'd be the simplest thing. I think, you know, they got us to one little bit just with their trap. You know, I mean, we had a big lead at the time. That's their kind of last desperation mode. You know, if you don't face it every day, it's not the same. You can't duplicate it as well in practice. But I thought after the first couple, you know, kind of mediocre possessions, we did a good job of handling it after that and moved the basketball and made them, you know, have to chase us a little bit. So I think the biggest thing is that when you move on, you have a different kind of team. You have different personnel. I think the first thing, you know, you have to do is lock into the kind of team you're playing and the kind of individuals. You know, in this game, you know, try to take away certain things. The next series will be a little different. You know, you have a team that's got a lot of guards right now in Atlanta who are all playing really well, and they're shooting the ball well. So the game might be a little bit more perimeter oriented in some ways than it is in the post. They have good post players, but it's different. I mean, it's just every style of team is different.
Bar Roberts for the GW Hatchet. This is just a question for both of you. You guys are playing a really crucial game in a space you haven't played in all year. So how did that affect you, if at all, heading into tonight's game in a new space and new atmosphere?
We loved it. It was a packed house. That's what playoff atmosphere feels like. So to have, you know, that many people there and for them to feel like they're on top of us, it kind of gives us that advantage that we're looking for.
Elena, playing next to another big like Latoya, what does she do to help free up your game on both sides of the floor?
Latoya makes my life so easy.
She blocked shots and got the rebound.
Yeah, she does it all, and she's always has to defend the best big. She's all over the board. She's so efficient on offense, you know, where players like us, we get high touches and we get to shoot a lot, where Latoya doesn't get that many touches, but when she gets them, she knocks them down, and she's super efficient. So she's been so big for us this entire season.
Elena, you mentioned earlier the culture that you guys have here and how important that is. I'll pretend Mike's not listening for a second. What is the key? What has he done? What does he do that helps them?
He puts a really good group of people together, and I think another reason why we played the way we did is we didn't want to go home. Like, we truly enjoy hanging out with one another and traveling, and we want a whole nother month to spend time together. So it's just kind of that family atmosphere that, you know, it starts from the first day when we have a team meal instead of team practice, which mostly every other team is like so anxious to get in the gym. We're sitting and having a big Italian dinner, hanging out. So it's kind of just the way it's been.
You were struggling a little bit before the All-Star break, and a few of you mentioned that there was this meeting right after All-Star where you kind of recommitted yourself to defense. What do you remember from that? Kristi?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the meeting.
Okay.
Take pride in your defense. We talked specifically about 4 things that we were going to do, and we've done them. And we've only lost 1 game in the process, so I think we stick to that. You know, we kind of made a commitment to that for one another, and we do that, then we put ourselves in a good position.
Tonight was elimination game, a different sense of urgency. You're heading into a series now. How do you maintain sort of that same focus and head into the series just as efficient?
I mean, we were in this last year with the Lynx, and we saw how quickly, you know, they were able to go up 2 games on us, and it ended so fast. So we know the importance of every single game, every single possession, and we've been through it, and we were on the losing side. So I feel like we were able to learn a lot from it, and you know, we will all make sure that everybody is ready and locked in.
I think one of the things that happens too is that when you're on the road to start a series, you actually can put more pressure on the home team by, you know, they know if you come in and steal one of the first 2 games, let alone maybe both, but if you get one, the pressure, you know, has been put on them. And I think that's kind of a nice position to be in right now for a team like ours. It wouldn't be that way all the time, but I think that, you know, we know what we're supposed to do to play against them. We played them twice late in the season, lost a close 1-1, and I think our team has a good feel for what we're up against.
You sense, particularly in the second half, from where we were saying kind of a gas in the 4th quarter, I mean, legs weren't there really.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beast of the WNBA. You know, it's a quick season. It's quick turnarounds, and the way that this playoff format, you know, it doesn't help. But I know Brian pretty well, and I know he's not about excuses. So, you know, they showed up, they were going to play, and gave it their all. I think we were just really good tonight.
Kristi, I asked Elena about you a couple days ago, so I'm asking you about her. How does Elena play tonight? How does that help you when you have a player like her? You know, Elena who's had a double-double tonight. You know, you're able to give her the ball. How does that help your game?
Yeah, as a point guard, I want to get people the ball. And when you can give the ball to somebody like that, it makes my life super easy. So between her and Toya and Tosh stepping up and making big plays, I mean, we're just playing really good team basketball. But, you know, she's the one, so we have to make sure that she's going.
Thank you, everybody.
Coach,